Cool. So the general idea here is tonight we want to talk to my girlfriend. It'd be cool if we could PvP by the end of the night. Just kind of as a proof of concept here. General idea is you have the cannons. They will take a little bit to reposition to the target. When it's green, you will fire. You only have one of these lines for each target. So as they move, then it will trigger the other line to start coming this way. So let's say it's moving. Whichever one's closest to that one's the one that'll start repositioning, basically. And then for PvP, we're going to try make that work. I think maybe to start, no cannon visualizations, unless that's super easy. But I think that makes some sense. And let me just check something real quick, which is if it posted prior stream, because I had to stop it real quick because it was glitched. Okay, it did, so I'm just gonna delete that. Alright, cool. Alright, it says I can move the screen, so. Alright, cool, so it's almost here. So one of the first things I'm going to ask you to do is just do one line, and that should be the one closest to it. So let's start with that, to the monster. Okay, it's looking really good. I'd say just make one more change here. Don't modify any functionality, but basically the line that is the one closest to the monster, so basically the one that is starting to shift to the monster, that's the only line that should be shown. So it shouldn't show all four. It should only show the ones, and it could be more than one. It should only show the ones that are currently targeting, that are currently being moved. Thank you. Oh, looks like the speed is broken somehow. Interesting. Oh, I guess it's probably the generations. The new code. Should have finished generation there. Cool. So now let's apply the changes and see what it did. Nice, bro. Okay, that's basically what we're talking about here. Now it's just a matter of refining that a little bit. So right now it's a little bit too much. It should be a little bit slower to rotate, right? So I'm going to commit that because I want to make sure it's good. That it should be. Update one line. Two only lines currently targeting. Alright, the next thing is this, which is make sure the so show me where the rotation speed is for the tracking speed we already have here, so it should be, let's make it 0.05. Let's try that. Why is it green all the way? It should be more yellow. So it shouldn't be green when it's like far away, right? It's cool it has the reflections even in the water for this line here. So not really understanding this totally. Maximum seconds to predict target movement. I see. So we can increase the, I think it's faster, right? Wouldn't that be, the other way? No, now it's way faster. Okay. Let's just have to see if this makes a big difference. Okay, so it's not really changing so much. Oh, but we can make this much slower. So let's make this 50 as well. So it's tracking under the water, which is interesting. Trying to, not really understanding this config here. $200, it's kind of interesting. Let's see what that looks like. Oh my god. That's funny. Alright, that's kind of dumb. But anyways, like segments, kites. Let's make this like 5 maybe. And maybe that width is a little bit less. I'm a little confused because I did change that. What's up with this exactly? I don't really understand. Okay, so yellow is when an optimal. So it should be the opposite, obviously. Yellow should be we're currently doing the thing. Actually, it should be red, right? It should be red. Oh, no, yellow looks a little nicer, I think. And green is optimal. Maybe? So they flipped that, they were saying it's green is, yeah, green should be optimal, right? What is going on with this? Ridiculous. Let's see. And if it's still really fast, we'll make it really, really tiny. I don't really like how fast everything is moving. It's kind of jarring. And it just looks really strange. And I think basically the monsters are moving too fast, right? Because it's just like a little weird. I think I'm going to reset the changes I made because I think it made it worse in a way. So we're going to just do this. See what it feels like. They're too fast, right? I mean, they're just kind of really annoying. They're just shoving you around. It should be kind of chill, like they're coming after you, but it's not like end of the world kind of thing. I think maybe red is a better color for the out of range, maybe. Let's look. Do you have red and green? Yeah, so let's slow down the monsters a lot. Try to get a speed here. So do we have the monster speed? Yeah, we do. Let's make them like 5 times slower. So we can actually test this a little more seriously. Boom. That's cool. Alright, cool. That's pretty good. Maybe a little too slow. Let's maybe do 0.1. Maybe the yellow was better. It's kind of hard to say, but I think it probably is. Okay, let me see here. Let's reload this here. Try this again. So obviously, if the monsters are under the water, it shouldn't aim at them. So let's add that next. So if the monsters are under the water, make sure not to aim at them. So basically just check if the position is less than a certain amount, then don't try to aim. Right. It's definitely not fun. I don't understand. Just not very, it's still under the water, I think. Maybe 10, I don't know. 5. Yeah, it's definitely not 5. That's probably like 0.5, right? Not quite. 0.1. Alright, the only thing, I means just a little bit of not quite responsiveness that we're kind of thinking of. And I think it's basically the arc is consistently starting in a certain length, right? And it's like not quite what we're thinking in terms of that. So I should be able to, and it shouldn't be green, right? It should, it definitely needs a little work here. Yeah, it's a little just janky, I think. Like, okay, aim, right? It should pretty easily point at them. Alright, I think I'm gonna get rid of that monster for a little bit, because it's definitely the worst one. It doesn't really work, so I'm gonna move him. He's cool and all, but just a little bit not. Oh, I don't really understand why it keeps disappearing like that. It should be pretty. Yeah, it keeps like stopping trying to aim for some reason. Not really sure. Let me look here. I guess it's probably related to what I've done with this tracking speed here, right? So it should be 0.6 again. Just maybe too slow. It's just kind of. Oh, I think I know what it is. Something to do with this max, maybe. Not really sure, but let's just use what they did originally, because I think it's just doesn't really work as well. Yeah, it's a little better for sure. But why does it like keep disappearing? One of the problems is like it'll aim and then the line will keep disappearing. Like it'll aim, disappear, aim, disappear. Can you try to figure out like why it's doing that? We want it to just basically keep aiming as long as the monster's in range there. It's just really janky at the moment, but the idea is solid. I also probably just reduce this shape of speed, I guess. maybe half it. Okay. I guess it's not that. That must be for the wind. This should be half. Oh no, it's not this either. It's actually this. 0.9 butter power. Okay. No, this is the turning. Okay. There's gotta be some variable for the. What happens if I just make it bigger? Is it gonna have trouble moving? It should. Okay. I'll just look at the velocity. Low velocity dot length. Current speed. Speed multiplier, where's that? Oh, let's make that 0.5. That'll work. Did I remove that one? There we go. Oh yeah, that works pretty well. Now we just gotta make it stop flickering. Maybe a little faster, because you should go a little faster than the monsters. Very cool. Yeah, it just has to stop flickering and a few other things. Alright, so let's apply these. Let's make sure it doesn't flicker. Great, it doesn't flicker. It's already much better, because that was kind of annoying. It's basically, yeah. So keep it on. Boom. Yep. Boom. Alright, cool. Now we just have to modify where the thing is. It's great. Alright, let's do this shit. The next thing we're gonna add is PvP. PvP. I wonder if it'll work pretty good. I gotta take a screenshot of the situation here. Alright, so basically when it aims, it's not taking into account kind of where the parabola should end. So if you look at the screenshot, you can see that it'll say it's ready to shoot, but the parabola goes like way past the monster. So try to modify that so it adjusts on the, you know, that the arc should change based on where they are. The one thing I'm gonna do before I do that is commit, because I really like the changes so far. So wonder, does it do multiple still or no? That doesn't. Before it did multiple. So I'm not really sure. It's definitely not right. Oh, it is actually. Nice. But it didn't actually come. It didn't really work that well. So I think basically what we need to do is like hook it up to the actual damage, because I think it's sort of just kind of separate. I could have sworn I commented out the sea monster for the... I did. How is he still spawning? See, he's still up here. I have two. Alright, so let's check it. Well, let's try it. It's worth a shot. Okay, so basically, let's see. Oh yeah, it's working. Bravo's working. Oh man, that's great. Good job. Boom. Is that cool or what? Damn, that is really amazing. Alright, let's try this one. That's cool, yeah, it like keeps on. Oh, direct, boom. Oh, it's a little glitchy a little bit, I guess, but kind of works. Nice. So maybe we slow down the tracking a little bit so we get a little more time for it to aim. And then we gotta hook it up so it actually matters where it says. Alright, basically one of the pieces of logic should be it should aim at the closest monster, right? Alright, the next thing is we want to hook this up so it actually does damage to the... Well, basically right now, when we fire... Alright, so basically what we want to do is hook this up with cannons a little better, cannons.js. Essentially, we want to export a function in Canon Auto Systems that's basically... maybe something like is targeting range or something like this. But basically what's happening now is some monsters will die even if the parabola is not on it. Even if the target is not on it, some will die. So there must be some inconsistency here. Please investigate that. it's not doing the flickering thing again. Basically, you should make sure that as long as the monster's in range, it should still be aiming. So it keeps kind of do this flickering thing. And yeah, that's basically it. It's hard to tell whether it's taking damage or not. I don't really know. I think it should reload faster. It's a little bit sluggish to reload. It's kind of not fun. Maybe 0.4, so you can't spam it, but you should be able to fire pretty quickly. Yeah, I like that better. It feels fun as opposed to just like waiting around. 8.6 though, just a little bit less spam. Yeah, that's actually kind of fun. Nice. Because yeah, just waiting around, so kind of like whatever. Nice. That's actually fun. I just have to make sure every time they're damaged. Maybe speed up the monsters a little. But that's actually kind of fun. Alright, cool. Let's maybe speed them up a little bit. I think I slowed them down a little too much. The speed here. Okay, so change to 1. Let's change to like 0.3, maybe 0.2. It's twice as fast, I guess. Nice. Oh, it's a little bit intense. Definitely. Should be relatively chill. These should be like easy monsters, right? So actually, let's make it 0.1. And maybe extra depth, surface time, detection range. I think maybe just a little bit faster, like just 10% faster or something. Would be good. Just a little faster. Yeah. We just have to make sure it shows the damage next. They should always turn red. Feedback. Nice. That's good. That's actually kind of fun. Alright, cool. So now I just need to make sure they turn red. So we're going to add our Arcana Auto Systems, our sea monsters, and even the melee cannons. Alright, so now I want to make sure that every time the monster is hit, that they turn red, because right now they're not, for just a brief second. So we already have that kind of in the code, but basically try to integrate it with what we've done recently to fix it, so they always turn red when they're hit. So I'm going to commit what we had because I really like it. Don't want to lose progress. Don't want to commit that yet. Update to cannon systems. Where's my phone? That sucks. I think it's downstairs or something. Wait, did I send this or no? Did I just totally not send it? I didn't send it. So that should be the equivalent of like just like farming or something. Like MMOs, I guess. It's not really that fun. Not really sure why yet. I think it is because it flickers sometimes. Every time it flickers, it's kind of annoying. Like it should be pretty constant aiming. Like, okay, so if I go like this, right? It like targeting like that is not super fun. Like, okay. And I guess it's doing that because I'm rotating the ship or something. But something about that's not that cool. Like, okay. Okay, so we're adding a cannons thing. Let's try it. Thank you. Oh my god. That's still not totally working, but yeah. We probably need to add some logs. Because it's turning red sometimes, but not others. So basically what you should do here, it's still not totally working, so you should export in the Canon Auto Systems a function that's basically is the line green, basically, you know, is the target in focus, and then you should use that in your hit detection in this cannons file, so that way you can definitively say, oh, the line was green, they were, and then turn them red for that moment. Yeah, so I think if we fix two things, it might be fun, which is the flickering. Like every time you do this, it re aims, and then every time the monster should turn green that you hit it. I mean, it turn red every time you hit it. I feel like those two things might make it fun. What is this? Special parts? What is that? Dorsal fin? Weird. Okay, now add the function you are calling, which is monster targeted with green line, into Canon Auto Systems. Alright, so it's not resetting. sort of. I think when starting 2, it doesn't make them both red, right? That's kind of what's happening. Let me verify. So it works with 1, right? Boom, red. Boom, see? Okay, let's kill 1 so we can understand. So let's make sure this yellow one turns red. We hit it with the thing. Where'd he go? It's not very responsive. Okay. And I'm going to try pressing space when it's yellow. Basically, should not do damage. Okay, it's really hard to do when it's yellow because it's so fast. Right. So yeah, we need to check that here. Okay, so the current problem is the monsters are staying red after this, so it should just be a moment to basically try investigating cannons. There must be some recent code that makes them stay red, so start with that fix. Obviously the noises are kind of annoying as well, but just for a later time. So now it didn't turn red, which is strange. I think it's right when it turns green, it doesn't turn red. Something like that. No, that time it worked. I have 112. That's great. Alright. See, that time it actually worked with the yellow. So it's just something wrong with that. I think there's some code interfering with this. Because, watch, I can fire... Okay, yeah, I think that's what it is. Hold on a second. I kind of forgot what I asked it to do, but let's just try it again. Okay, so far so good. Kind of. Let's try with multiple monsters. I wonder if I can do this even when I'm in /fly. Let me try. That'd be kind of funny. Where are they? Oh, my phone's on the ground. That's weird. Let me reload so I can get some more of the monsters to come. Alright, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna fix it. It's kind of annoying. I want to uncorrelate the monster speed with the amount that it, like there's this animation when it's like coming to the surface. I don't want that to be correlated with monster speed. Can we uncorrelate it and make that speed higher? So basically it's like a really slow animation when it gets to the surface. It's pretty good, honestly, but still doesn't really quite work. Sometimes it doesn't register. I forgot to change the back speed. That's a little ridiculous. Okay, about speed. Speed multiplier. Probably just keep this and then change this, right? I think the cannon should be even faster. It should feel really responsive. I feel it. That makes it more fun. Like a slight cooldown, so you can't just spam the hell out of it. I'm going to spawn a lot so I can test a little better. So let's supply this. Spawn like 50 or something. That's pretty good. That's another thing though. So there's like this animation of the like water droplets after they die, and it's also I think maybe correlated with the monster speed because it's really slow. Can you find that code? Don't change it yet, just show me basically. Yeah, that's a little more fun. And if this is sped up, it'll be much better. Because it looks like lag, but I think it's actually just a animation thing. And then we'll add PvP, I think next, because it's good enough, I think, for the moment. because it's getting crazy in here. And I think we'll make so there's a maximum of like 4v. I don't really see any changes, so I'm not really sure. I'll just supply all. Alright, can you make the modifications necessary to speed up that? Yeah, that's a little more fun. And I see the only thing is like it gets a bit laggy because of all the things. So it should be like 3 at most or something. Maybe just gotta be more, honestly. Can you speed it up by 2? Okay, that's kind of fun. That's pretty cool. Cool. So all the things it drops makes it kind of laggy. Can you limit these things, the monster drops, to maybe maybe 5 at most on the rendered, and then after that it will delete the what it rendered. Let's maybe change it back to 30, but other than that, there was a thing added for yeah, I think that's maybe shows that Where's the code for the increased attack stuff? Attack. Oh, here it is. I don't really understand, like, unclear. But let's see if it did the most recent thing. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Although I don't want it to stop, I just want it to limit it to 5, so we'll see. Sometimes the yellow one kind of glitches on the screen for a little bit when it comes up. Can you, so like glitches upwards, can you check why that could be? Then we had PvP. Okay, so that was 5, right? So there shouldn't be any more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they're still appearing, I think. So let's check the code they added for that. Good treasure book. Let's create that. I'm gonna change it back to 50 so I can more easily test. So could it be in here? Is that what's going on here? No, it's not. Let's change it back to 50. Is it like in the island? What the hell? Yeah, they're not really turning red very well. Yeah. It's not bad, but I don't know. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just not quite right. Actually, it's more fun if you're kind of going faster, I gotta say, so I'm gonna keep it kind of quick. Let's maybe do just 1.2, or let's keep it 1.0 for. But they're still not always turning red, which kind of makes it a little strange. So let's try to fix that. So the treasure drops are still there. It's not actually removing it from the scene. Can you maybe add some debug prints or whatever, try to figure that out? I see. So it looks like it's never working because I looked at the logs and basically it's never actually removing it from the scene. So what do you think could be the issue here? Looks like we're importing the scene directly. Do we need to use a getter maybe for that? Or maybe we can just make a update scene or remove item function in game state, and we pass it in and have the function for that, because it might be related to importing the scene. Because I ran into an issue before with importing the scene. Yeah, so you learn that one by experience, I would say. Not to toot my own horn, but... So you have add to scene, perfect. I think that'll work, actually. I think that'll work really well. My God. Alright, so we got 4. Let's see. Okay, so it's still not removing. Just make sure it's doing the right stuff here. Gotta understand this a little bit. First of all, we'll see if it's hitting this code. So it should say removal successful logs. Like if I click this, it should say removal successful. It says removal successful true, and it's not removing it from the scene. Somehow. Even though it's using the remove from scene. Which is interesting. We'll just drop. So I see that it's hitting this remove from scene, and even the remove oldest drop, but it's not actually ever removing anything. What do you think could be the issue? Don't code it yet, just try to understand it a little bit better. Do we actually, let me look at this real quick. So we define this array, right? I think we add it directly to the scene, right? We use scene add monsters, scene add this and that. But we don't use it for the treasures. Look at the code for the remove. We're using the is scene. Might be a useful function to debug it. If is in scene, remove from scene. Yeah, let's try. Let's just see if it hits that, because it should. Remove collected treasure. So it actually didn't hit that, which is kind of interesting. Collected. That is right? Collected treasure. Also hits this code too. So it's hitting both the pieces of code to remove from scene, but it's just not successful. There's no error either. Well, that could be attempted to remove null or undefined objects. Could that be? Interesting. Moving objects from scene. Monster scale. Although could there be maybe another place in the code where we're adding treasures to the scene? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's one of these two. Exactly. I agree. It's probably one of those two. Let's try to find it. If I had to guess, it'd be somewhere here. Adding water to the scene, islands, but no treasures. So what we want to look up is scene add treasure. It's not here. Scene add. We'll go through the scene add to try to find. Poop. Scene add. Monster. Skybox. Strangeness. I guess one thing I could check is if we do not have the scene add here, right? It should not show up. If it does, something is very suspicious. Interesting. So there has to be another place we're adding it. Yeah. So this is the place where we add. So something is strict. We have to be adding it. There's like literally no other way. So maybe it's this. showed the splash. That's crazy. What? It's comment out the splash. If I comment this out, it definitely shouldn't work. I am going to comment it out because things are weird. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we know that works at least. That one of these is making some sense here. Well, I don't know what the bolt and don't know what that is. I think that's related to the jellyfish, actually. CNAD glow. Let's remove all this stuff and see if it disappears. Still all there, so it's gotta be something else. Is it here? Question mark? So bizarre. Okay, I literally went through the whole code base and removed all the scene.adds for treasures. Can you help me look? Try to find a place where we're doing scene.add somewhere in the code base for these treasures. Maybe it's in main. We had some code at the beginning of the game. We got through the scene adds again. Water, island. I wonder if it's a cannon. Maybe we, in cannons, we are dropping some stuff. It's possible. Flash. Yeah, we can. Cannonball, explosion. Debris. Ripple. Maybe it's some caching issue because it just doesn't really make sense. If I comment all that stuff out, it still appears. It's kind of bizarre. It's gotta be something really weird. Unless they're maybe part of the monsters. Like when I comment on the scene at monster. Do they still appear? Makes very little sense to me. Don't understand. Is it this? Is it debris? Oh my god, I swear it's debris. It's not debris, what the hell, man? Maybe it's this splash here? It's not that either? Is it supposed to be a ripple? Oh, that's what it is. It's the freaking ripple, dude. What a joke. Alright, is there any other things it's adding here? That was very confusing. Oh, it's this flash. Interesting. Is this the smoke? It's blue. Oh, it's the explosion. Okay. Alright, we successfully kind of figured that. And that's the cannonball. That's the explosion, the one thing that's left. That's funny. Okay, so let's add back the rest of the stuff. And then that's a game state. I'll call it this. See what that looks like. So now it should, yeah, it should just cool. So I just to make sure it's kind of hard to get things. So basically, can we make the treasure drops look a little more like, make it look pretty interesting, make it kind of in like a semi-cartoony style, but should be sort of like a treasure drop on the water, and maybe it's like floating a little bit. Or maybe you can make it like a, actually give me some creative ideas before you code for what these treasure drops could be when you kill the monsters. What does it look like in the water? So don't code yet, just show me, just give me some ideas. Okay, so basically do this, add this, and but for this, call it treasure and put it in a separate file, but then integrate it with sea monsters so they drop. Getting this error, can you investigate here? Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, that makes sense. But actually, do not need this anymore here. I don't think it should drop treasure for this. Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's update that, I think. So instead of that, it should be handle treasure drop. I think it's different imports. So let me see how the... function works. As code basis equal type of monster. What was it before, right? Monster. Okay, it's the same. That's good. So it might actually work then. Okay, we got it. So just gotta change this. We got more errors. A3 is not defined. So did we change that? I don't think so, right? Oh, this isn't treasure. Right, okay. I'm getting this error in the treasure file. Can you make sure to define it if it's needed? Cool, can you fix it? Thank you. I'm getting this error. Can you also define it if it's needed? If it's not, just, yeah. So try fixing it. Is that a new import it's adding there? So I'm getting this error. Are you sure this exists? Do I have to install anything? Or? I guess I can look it up, but for geometry. field tools. Try it, I guess. It's interesting, the 3GS docs must be imported explicitly. They might have removed it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a new version, 3GS. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So how does it do this? I could probably just import it directly, right? I see. These are the exports we have here. Okay, interesting. So I can plug it in and say, hey, these are the exports. Hey, we actually do have it. So here are the exports. I'll just paste them for you so you can see it. And so just modify this file to use these instead. Arena. Just remove this. But aren't you in other places in this file, like line 165 with 3 dot buffer geometry? No, I just explained to you that's not it. Look at the exports that I sent to you, right? I just sent it to you. So you can only use these. Go through all the places in the file and modify it so it uses these only. Bro, come on, dude. I'm explaining to you not to use that import. Use only in the file. It's just a little annoying. It's like, why does it keep doing it? You know? Being a little frustrated with it. cool, I would say. Okay, PvP. That's next on the list here. Right now the monsters always attack in the beginning. Can you change that? It was something I changed earlier. It's just a really simple change to do that. Okay. I don't really like the treasure drop, but we'll keep it for now. Can you make the ship a bit slower, both, you know, just a bit slower when the player goes forward and backward? I should make sure there's no errors. I feel like the rotation's not responsive enough. That's sort of the issue. Yeah. Because it kind of is like trying to rotate and it can't rotate quick enough to do what I want to do. So let's turn this up. Yeah, it's a little too fast. It's quite fun. Stick some dyeing animation on. Maybe a little more satisfying. Still kind of hard to pick up the things. Can you make them a little bigger? I don't really know. It's not quite. It's not Alright, that's kind of funny. But maybe make that one. That definitely helps. Add some dyeing animation. Yeah, some dyeing animation, I think, and also canon sounds. Nope. Yeah, let's make those bigger too. So. Can you scale up the treasure size by 2x? Yeah, it's kind of cool. It should like float a little bit though. It is kind of floating actually. That's cool. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Alright, outside the cannon sounds. So I like you make a new cannon sound. Try to make it like super heavy. But actually, just try to make it kind of, make it clear it's a cannon, but not too crazy. Very vague, but we're going to try it. I'm going to ask it, please make a separate file for this and integrate it into. These like things here. What is this supposed to be? So this would be the kind of farming, I guess. Like you're just farming for like you got. So basically, it's giving me tons of monster skills, right? I have 475. I'm by far the champion. Interesting. Someone's trying to do some stuff. No, I actually like that. I like this, the look of that. It's kind of like a pretty clearly an item, right? And I think one thing we can start doing is adding these thick lines to everything. Kind of like borderlines a little bit. But I kind of like that style, I guess. Like I'll add it to the birds too next. I think that'll look good actually. Like the birds should have this kind of black outline. That would look pretty cool. Now that's the luster. I want it to be, okay, good. I don't want it to be called sound effects, but that's okay for now. Maybe it works. Turn up the volume. That sounds pretty good actually. They did a good job. I mean, it sounded way better than the other one. It's not great, but it's okay for now. And it's not as obnoxious, I would say. You can just turn it up. Yeah, maybe turn up the volume a little bit on it, maybe. So 0.5. Actually, let's see what this is called. Let's do just 0.5. Yeah, it sounds okay. It's not great, but. 0.8, I guess. I don't know. Obviously, the treasure sound is very loud. I don't know. I want to make this cannon a bit louder. It should be like quite a, you know, it's actually pretty good in its current form, but it should be a bit more bass and boom to it. You see how in this image file, and you can look in the treasures.js, we've added this cool like a border outline thing. You see that blackness around those items? Can we add this around the birds as well? Is it treasures or treasure? I think it's treasures. Oh shit, I have two treasures. Which one is that? It should be in the gameplay. Let's take a look at the birds. I'm curious about that. What do they look like? Those are already black. Are they all black now? It's kind of not the objective. Okay, should be very. Okay, so I want it to be a very small outline. Right now, like looks like they're all black. Please try again. Make it an outline, kind of like the treasure. Yeah, see the outline's like covering them basically. Just a bit too tense. Let's see the other chat. Oh boy. Did it actually, or though? I'm just not. I don't see any. I don't see any changes. Can you try again? I guess if any of the regulars are here, I see some people joined. I'm working on the combat. Got the kind of basics of it, I think. Gotta change the sound of the cannon though. Basically you have like 4 cannons and they aim at the things. But you have to wait till it turns green, otherwise you'll miss. But unfortunately it's not super great yet, because sometimes it seems to miss when it's still green, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if the outline. The next thing I'm trying to do is I kind of like the outline it did with the treasure, so I'm trying to add it to the birds, because I feel like that would look kind of cool. It's kind of like Borderlands a little bit. Oh yeah, sometimes you get these errors with the shaders. Can you not use shaders for this? I don't know, let's see if the cannon's finished. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Okay, that's a lot of code for the cannon. It's okay, but it needs a little more bass. It's a little better, but can you add more like bass to it? Let's see if it did the bird thing yet. Go back to the bird. It's still working on it. I see it, so gotta wait for the other one to finish it. And that should work. Trying to figure out like what exactly, maybe you guys can figure it out. Like every once in a while it'll be green and then it won't do the damage. So I'm trying to figure out like what's the reason for that? Like is it because I'm in a certain position or what? Maybe it's like when I'm in the middle rotating. Yeah, see, watch. Sometimes if I'm in the middle rotating, it won't do damage even if it's green. Not really sure exactly why, but if I guess I can ask it why and maybe try to figure it out. Might be a tough one. Okay, a bit less of whatever you did. I think it's sustain or something. Basically, it sounds a little weird. Is there any way you can make it like a cartoon, kind of like Canon or something? Just keep it like really simple. I feel like the more stuff here is making it worse. We might have to actually grab a Canon sound somewhere, because I feel like I'm tried it for a while. I don't quite get it. So. Charge my AirPods. So now it's just like a door knock or something. Alright, I'm just gonna find a Canon sound. Canon sound free license. Sorry. I guess I can look it up here. Oops. I don't know. Can you make it have more punch simply though? Excuse me. Let's see if it did the bird thing. Okay, it got stuck in this one. But I'll wait till the other one's done. Alright, let's try this one. Well, at least it doesn't sound like a fart. It's like, I guess it's sort of, it sounds kind of alien right now. But, it's not horrible. I'll just push it for now. Oh, but let me fix the bird thing. Then next we'll add PvP. We'll try to. It's going to be interesting to see if it'll work in any capacity. So this, I guess, would be the equivalent of farming, right? Like you'd be farming the creatures, getting gold and stuff. These are like the basic monsters, but they'll probably be different, right? These monsters won't just be like shapes. Overall, though, it's actually not... It's kind of fun, like this a little bit. It's just a little janky sometimes, but... Oh, there should be a death animation with the monsters. I think that would maybe make it a little more satisfying. Alright, can you make it so I can apply this to the thing? Okay, no, it's not. I guess I'll just paste it. So where do they put the code exactly? Okay, I'm just gonna create a new chat and ask again because I don't really want to look. Alright, now let's add, after this, let's add the death animation for the monsters. To see if maybe that'll make it a little more satisfying. Okay, let's go look at the birds. Do they have the interesting outline or no? I guess I can do /birds. Oh, it's /bird swarm. Bird swarm. I don't see it though. So I'm not seeing the outline. Can you try again? It shouldn't, I think you maybe made it too small, but basically duplicate the treasure code. Just use very similar code for that. Actually, the jellyfish kind of has an animation. He falls in the water. So we should just add that for the other two. They just kind of like fall apart or something. Can you try again? It's not, don't really see any changes. Just basically do it again. Yeah, I don't know how to, because I don't really want to keep I'll just turn down my volume. It's probably annoying. Can you make sure to add the outline for the birds, like the treasure size? Just basically duplicate that code. I wonder if I'm out of credits or something, because it's not loading. No. Is it world or game? It's gameplay, right? Just make sure that it is, yeah. So let's see, it's having trouble generating recently, so let's just see if it figured it out or not. Alright, let's just make this 1.5 so I can see it. So I'm gonna go, I'll just do /bird. Alright, I'm not really seeing an outline, so I don't really think it works at the moment. Go away. Yeah. Is there one though? Could be the birds are a little too 2D for this to work for some reason. Don't really know. But I'll probably get back to that one. later. So we'll just discard that. And then the next thing is, let's see. I think I'll just commit this now. I think it's pretty good. Let me actually, I think I increased the spawning of the monsters. So one moment. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, it's the same. Cool, so let's try to add PvP. That should be pretty interesting. Okay, let's just... So we're going to attach some files. I'm going to attach the game states. Alright, so we're going to implement a new thing, which is PvP. So we want to make a new file for the Canon auto system. And I want you to scope the code, so keep it so something we can easily turn on and off, but don't modify any existing things for this. Just try to scope it as much as possible. So basically make a separate file called Canon Auto System PvP, and it should import a lot of the logic from Canon Auto System. Basically the idea is the same as the monsters. It should, if there's another player, it's the same thing. So basically it's like treating the other player as a monster. So the cannon should be like focusing on the other player. So don't do any networking stuff or anything yet. Just the only thing is just getting the other player location from the server. Game state. I changed the behavior of the monsters, so I want to see what they're doing now. So this one's just spazzing the heck out over here. Oh. Now he's going down. They're going. I removed the sea serpent. It's kind of annoying. I'll make sure it's deployed and everything, because that was a lot of changes. Yeah, I'm not really surprised because there's a lot of changes. So let's take a look. I've seen that before. It's basically cannons were exporting at the bottom and the top. So we have two. So we definitely want to get rid of this because we already have another. So I'm going to push that. This is like crazy. Wait, there should be a blood red biome. It reminds me of like Skyrim or something when, or not Skyrim, Oblivion, when everything's turns red. Super red biome. It's like the sky is like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. All right, let's see what it comes up with its PvP. So let's start with this. Okay, interesting. How to use the PvP system. To your main game loop. Does it actually have the player data though? Is it importing that? So it is, which is interesting. It's pretty interesting. Might work. I'll be right back though to test. looks like it didn't commit the, oh, I have to clear the cache again. So let's do that. I think it just restarted my stream for some reason. Don't really know why. I maybe should move off restream because I feel like it's not working super well. Like I'm streaming on Twitch with restream, but there's never anyone watching on it, so I don't really know what the point of that is. So I might just do YouTube. So anyways, so we've added the we added this for the monsters. Now we want to add it to PvP, see if we can get that working. That'd be a pretty cool thing to try. So we've created this new file. And it hasn't had this stuff yet, so we're just going to do that, add some of this. Cool, so this looks pretty simple. Let's just add it to our main to try it out. I have a feeling, let me check. So we're going to enable it just somewhere. But since it's a networking thing, we should put it after a certain thing, which is the on connection or connection response or something. Connection. Oh, that was connection response. Yeah, it is. This is a network. Initialize player stats. Let me just check what that code does, the init, because if it relies on networking stuff, you have to wait till after the it's gotten the player. You can't just call it immediately. Turn create target individuals. Okay, let's go look at it real quick. These are visuals, create cannon trajectory, targets. Where are we populating targets? Dot push or something. Okay, position equals. So this is where we initialize it, which is fine. I don't know. Let's just try it. So we plug it in. We put this thing in there. So let's just check that we exported it. Not exported the, so we have exported it. We just restart the server. Oh, it's because it's a dot. So we got some errors, not too surprising, I think. So I'm seeing this error. Can you investigate this? Let's look at it. Range. So it's probably just a number. I'll probably just put a number in. Call it 50. Right, so generated. Now we need to bring in, although it messed with the target. It's probably an error, right? There's the error. So delta time is not a thing. It's get time. So let's just check that out. This is in main. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just gonna turn on. Gotta do get time. Okay, so now the targeting is back. The monsters, which means there's probably no error. So let's try logging in on another account. Let's see if we can play with each other. In theory, it might work, I guess. 1 second, let me delete my user account. Hey, thanks, man. I'm making sort of like an open world MMO thing. You can join if you want, try it out. I just pushed these changes with the combat so you can see if you can find bugs and yeah, and the idea is if you've ever played Minecraft, there's going to be a bunch of commands like this, just kind of fun things to do. Server, slash spawn, slash clan, so you can create, create your clan and claim territories. There's going to be like dungeon kind of things, so you can there's going to be like cave systems. There's going to be different biomes. So that's the plan. There's so many things. The first thing is we're going to test the PvP to see if it's something that actually we can make work. And there's like commands like /speed. You can like fly around and stuff. There's a fog you can add. So right now it's just kind of like I'd call it like a playground a little bit. So as you can see, my ship just flew away because it's still going, but this is the fly. 1 second. So ships, okay, and you can even fly under the water. You guys have access to all the commands, so if you want to try it. Okay, anyways. Yeah, we should definitely add some bosses. My girlfriend agrees. She asked me to add a Leviathan. I didn't really know what that was. So. But yeah, just like a giant monster. We tried to add it, but it was just a little too glitchy for the moment. So let's go ahead and I need to delete my account real quick because I'm gonna try signing in on 2 browsers, unless one of you guys join potentially. But I need to test the PvP, so I'm gonna delete my account. 1 second. Because I gotta start over with the login. Alright, so let's try the PvP now. So I got one over here. So I'm going to sign in with 2 different accounts. Oh, I think I accidentally selected Chrome twice. I meant to make a Safari. So now I gotta delete the account again. Sorry about that. Sign in with Google. So let me mute it, sorry. Okay, cool. So now let's try it out. I don't really know if it'll work or not. So I'm gonna try to find which one was me. Am I this one? Or this one? Hold on, I gotta find. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna disable the other targeting system because it could maybe be interfering. Alright, sorry, one second. I think I might disable the monsters so we can test this a little better. So sea monsters are in the entities. Let's just spawn 0 for now. And let's just make sure in the main I set the thing to be the right value. Should be true. Toggle PvP mode. So it is true. Let me make sure it's not printing errors when I get close to people. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any errors, so that's good. But let me reload because the monsters are kind of getting in the way, like testing. Okay. Oh, sorry. It reset my chat. So if you guys said anything, I didn't see it. For some reason that happens. Don't really know why. Okay, so I think it's at least it's not throwing errors. I honestly expect this will take a little bit, but let's add some prints basically. So in the Canon auto system PvP, can you add a bunch of console prints like everywhere so we can test? Also, can you double check? Do we actually never mind. Okay, cool. How long do you take to learn to code? I guess I went to college and studied it, but I didn't really do a lot of web dev. For me, in this game, Cursor has done a lot of the stuff, like the radar it generated. I mean, a lot of stuff, it's like you see now, it's generated this whole file. Like, it feels like I'm more of a supervisor. Sometimes I have to fix bugs and stuff, though. And especially things like, you know, PvP. It's probably going to be a little janky, so there's probably going to be things I'm gonna... But a lot of it's just me prompting it over and over again, and eventually it gets it right. But the key is you have to, if it's getting it wrong, you have to do a little bit of investigation and choose the right parts of the code, so that way it knows where to go. But for a lot of stuff, it can do it by itself, like the teleportation it did. Just click. It's bugged a little here, but it's a teleport. It also did this screen. So that's cool. Console prints. Now we can do a little bit better testing. It's cool that people are joining here. You can see them. It's pretty cool. Yeah, see, he's moving around and stuff. So, I mean, in theory, this should work. Like, we got people moving around. It's got their location. So, gotta reload the page, though, because there's new code. Okay. Let me, I don't really see any prints here, so I assume it's just not getting to these functions. So let's go to the update, PvP targeting, and we should see this print. If it's not there, then something happened. Oops. So it is getting here. You see this, okay. PvP mode true. Let's see if it's is recognizing that there's a player. First, I'm gonna check, like, is it actually getting the players? It's like, okay, we are getting the players, so that's good. So we got all the players. And it looks like we are printing it, so we can actually check, hey, what is the data? Is it right? And you can see that says all player count 0. So that means we're not really setting it. So now we need to figure out why that's the case. I think I know why. Hold on, you have to one second. I'm just gonna tell it that, basically. So the in the logs is 0. Can you make sure, like, basically when the players are updated by the server, that it's updating game state, the players? Should be, though. I see the chat again. What do I get when I kill the things in the water? Yeah, you get the monster scales, so I'll show you. They'll be up here in the treasures. But since I deleted my account, I have no treasures, but I had 430. You can see I am the test. My name is Test, or at least it was. So it was deleted. Now let's see, we said something else, I think. You could add that's what we're thinking, like leveling stuff. That'd be pretty cool. It's a good idea. When we reach a high level, you get like prizes. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You get like maybe better cannons. You can buy buy all sorts of stuff. Claim land, whatever. Alright. So let's keep debugging here. So, just gonna first make sure that we put the update PvP targeting in the right place. Because if it's in the wrong place, then it won't continually be called. So, just gonna make sure that. Where do we put it? We put it here. For some reason, this is not the right place for this. Why did I put it here? It has to go in the game loop, so that way it continually calls the thing. Alright, cool. Let's try again, that might actually work. It's either gonna work or it's gonna crash, either one. So let's look in the console. Great. Oh my gosh, it kind of works. Heck yeah, dude. You see that? It's kind of working. It recognizes there's a player. It's doing something a little weird, but that's a really good start. Now we just have to plug that in. So basically, it looks like it's getting a position, but the position of the arc is a little strange. Can you check and make sure that it's putting it in the right place? That's cool. Yeah, health bar would be good. Something. Right now you can't die. It's just sort of like testing, but yeah, definitely. Eventually you'll be able to lose health and stuff like that. Can you play with more than one player? Yeah, you can. People should be able to join this. So yeah, if your friends join and stuff. The server can't support very many people, so if more than, I don't really know, but probably more than 10, I imagine it would not work. But you can always play offline even if the server is not up, so. And eventually, it'll be able to support quite a few players, but just for now, it's just like just a few players probably. So let's try that. Might work. Interesting. Okay, so it's doing something basically with this. It is interesting. I don't really know why it would do that, but let's try plugging it in again. So before you code anything, I just sent you another image. I'm trying to understand what could maybe cause this. The player, it's kind of like moving around everywhere as you move. So I'd expect like if it was like, oh, it's just the wrong location, it would still stay in the same place when I move, but it's kind of like spazzing everywhere. So just curious what you think it could be. And attach the file. Yeah, if you join, you'll see the ship. So, like I said, if enough people join, it's just gonna probably crash. But yeah, basically up to probably 10 players probably would work. But even if it crashes, you can still like play around with it. There's a bunch of commands and stuff you can do. So, like if you press the little thing at the top left of your keyboard, you can enter this menu and do a lot of stuff. So, feel free to check it out. Let's see. I guess yeah, it's true. We can read the logs to try to understand what it thinks the position is and why it's putting it in multiple places. So let's try. So right here, it seems like it thinks the other player is right here. Oh, for a moment it kind of was in the right place. Right? A little weird. Oh yeah, that's true. That's actually a good point. The real shape. Oh. I think you're right, my friend. Thank you. That's probably true actually. Cuz yeah, his ship is probably like this, right? So it's probably aiming like maybe at the front of the ship, maybe. But the problem is when I back up still, it's doing a little weird stuff. So not really sure about that. I think that this is just sort of, let me see if so there's a few things I can do. I can try like setting the variables here and play around with them a little bit. Green when targets in range. So we want to switch this, right? Firstly. because we want green to be that it's ready to fire, and yellow to be not ready to fire. So let's switch that and try see what that looks first. Although I wonder with multiple people, it's kind of weird. I'm going to go out here. It definitely does recognize that we're kind of close to a player, right? Because like nothing here, but when I go close, definitely kind of does something. It's not the right thing, but it does something. So I'm going to go experiment over there. Thanks for joining, though. It's cool. So I'm over here. Wait, this one kind of... Oh, never mind. Kind of works, question mark? Not really sure. Let's try again, though. So can you make sure that there's a bunch of prints for like where the other player location is? And also, can you double check that the arc is going to the same direction? Because it seems like as I move, I mean same place, because it seems like as I move, it's kind of like jumping around everywhere, even when the other player is stationary. If you had a health bar, when it reaches 0, the ship breaks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we should do that. Like the Titanic, like just slowly sinks. And then we have an ice biome, and when you go there, there is icebergs, and if you hit, it's the same thing. Your ship just slowly sinks, breaks in half. People falling off the edges and stuff. That's horrible. Never mind. We're not gonna do that. Alright, where am I in this? I'm over here, right? Oh, I'm over there. Let me teleport. I'm here, right? Does that mean? Oh, maybe over here. Unclear. There's now so many people I cannot tell who is the one. But I'm not really sure if the server's down or so. Oh, right, I'm here, right? Oh, strangeness. I'm gonna check if the server's still up. Okay, it is, apparently. So we're going to add a bunch of stuff to try to debug this a bit. Okay. Just going to make sure there's no crazy database shit happening. Hold on one sec. Hold on one second, I'm just checking the database, make sure there's nothing crazy happening. Yeah, it looks fine. As you never know. Alright, so think we've added a bunch of prints. So let's go ahead and reload our tabs and try it. Let's see if I'm easier to find. Okay, cool. So we got some stuff. It's really hard to see what's happening. Let's see here. So this is nice. It gives us our boat position. It gives the player, the other player we're aiming at his position. So let's see as I move, right?